Hi, third graders. We are going to be working on division today. Our objective is I can use repeated subtraction to solve a division problem. All right, here is our problem. Sophia has a total of 32 crayons. See her 32 crayons on the screen? She keeps 8 crayons in each box. How many boxes of crayons does she have? We know that this is a division problem because the problem starts by telling us that Sophia has 32 crayons in all. Then we find out that she keeps 8 crayons in each box. So we need to see how many groups of 8 she can make with 32 crayons in all. So we're starting with the 32 and we're going to subtract 8. We always start in the ones column. So 2 minus 8 can't do. So what are we going to do? Go next door and take 10 more. So 12 minus 8 is 4. We bring down the 2 from the tens column, and we have 24. You see, Sophia has already put 8 of her crayons away in their box. Now we're going to take 8 crayons away from the 24 that are left in a little mess over here, and we're going to put those 8 crayons away in their box. We're starting in the ones column. 4 minus 8 can't do. So what are we going to do? Go next door and take 10 more. Now we have 14 minus 8, which is 6. And we're going to bring that 1 down from the tens column. So Sophia has put another 8 crayons away in their box. Now she has 16 crayons left in a mess that she has to put away into groups of 8. So we're going to do 16 minus 8, which is 8. Sophia has put another 8 crayons away in their box. So now Sophia is going to take these last 8 crayons and make a group of 8 out of them. So now she has 0 crayons left to put away. 8, 16, 24, 32. Sophia has put all 32 crayons away. She put them into groups of 8. How many groups of 8 did she make? 4. She made 4 groups of 8. 32 divided by 8 equals 4. Also, 4 times 8, 4 equal groups of 8 is 32 in all. You need to always make sure that you have 0 left over when you use repeated subtraction. If you solve a problem using repeated subtraction and you have like 1 or 2 left over, then you did it wrong. You have to find your mistake. See, this kid made sure that they got to 0 at the end. All right, so we need to write the division equation that the student solved using repeated subtraction here. Well, this kid started with 56 in all, and we can see that he was putting 8 in each group. So how many groups of 8 was the student making? 7. The student made 7 groups of 8. 56 divided by 8 equals 7. I'm going to check my work because I know 7 times 8 is 56. All right, it is time for you to practice using repeated subtraction to solve a division problem. Here are 4 questions just for you. Make sure that you are reading the directions because number 1 and 2, the repeated subtraction is already done for you. You need to figure out what was the equation that was being solved with these repeated subtraction strategies, all right? And then number 3 and 4, you have an equation that you need to solve using repeated subtraction. All right, so press pause, find some paper or pencil, anything you can write with, anything you can write on. Solve these 4 problems, and when you are finished, hit play, and we will check over the answers. All right, number 1. The kid solving this division equation started with 24. So that means that we know the dividend, which tells us how many in all, is 24. The divisor that tells us how many are going to go in each group is 4. And the quotient, the answer to the division problem, is telling us how many groups there are in this case. The quotient is 6. 24 divided by 4 is 6. Also, 4 times 6 is 24. Number 2, the dividend that tells us how many in all is 21. The divisor, which is telling us how many in each group, is 7. And the quotient, the answer to a division problem, the quotient is going to tell us how many groups of 7 make 21. 3 equal groups of 7 is 21 in all. So 21 divided by 7 equals 3. All right, number 3. You needed to use repeated subtraction to solve 20 divided by 5. This is what your work should look like. You should have started with 20. 20 minus 5, you would have got 15. Bring the 15 over. 15 minus 5, you should have got 10. Bring the 10 over. 10 minus 5, you got 5. Brought the 5 over. 5 minus 5 is 0. So you started with 20 in all. You subtracted 5 each time. How many times did you subtract 5 from 20? 4. 20 divided by 5 equals 4. Also, 5 times 4 equals 20. All right, and lastly, number 4. You had to solve 12 divided by 2. This is what your work should look like. You started with 12 in all. You kept subtracting 2 because there were 2 in each group. How many times did you subtract 2 from 12? 6 times. 6 times 2 equals 12, and 12 divided by 2 equals 6.